Micromanaging, which can also be known as the scientific management, Frederick Taylor had stated, management is its own profession. Management has to conduct day-to-day activities and responsibilities as a manager, but also oversee that the employees are conducting the same skills and enhancement in their performance for meeting their day-to-day goals and intended goal of the company. As per the readings, Frederick mentions that it's the manager's responsibility to find out the performance of each worker and finding their limitations. This is especially important for the manager in understanding where, excuse me, your staff lacks individually or together as a department, and what their weaknesses and strengths are. It's the manager's responsibility in knowing and understanding each of their employee and their skill sets and what they have to bring and offer to the department. Um, the manager understanding and knowing each employee is taking out the time to be an effective manager, and knowing that every employee won't perform the same, every employee won't carry out the duties the same in their skill sets. So having an understanding and a good justification of background of them helps the manager to effectively communicate and be able to provide efficiency for the department. Communication is very important in reference to a manager and the employees, because effective communication can make or break not only the working relationship but performances. If the employees feel that they have a good working relationship with the manager, they're more opted to be able to take constructive criticism and enhancing their performance more so than in a derogatory like aspect or negative aspect, and thinking that the manager is just hindering them in their position or constantly accusing or coming after them about something. The manager taking their time to understanding and assessing the employees individually also shows a side of respect for the employees and what they bring to the table, meaning that everybody isn't to be conducted the same, and they're taking the time out to build a certain relationship outside of just the general management to employee. Some of the employees feel like micromanaging can be um, more of a hindrance, and thinking that the manager is just giving them a hard time or hounding them, when indirectly a micromanager is there to help to guide and enhance the performance, because there's some things that from day-to-day tasks and delivering approaches that an employee may not see in their performance, in which the manager oversees to say, hey, this can be tweaked or this can be conducted different, or maybe you should try this. One thing that my past employment did, and as a manager, we assessed coaching memos. This would be given to the employees if something was seen outside of their work duties that can be changed. The coaching memo gives you the intended goal, and you set a time frame to achieve this goal. What that gave you was the time to assess the employee, the skills, figure out the strengths and weaknesses, and give the manager time to train the employee with certain skills and aspects that they could do differently to better perform their job and advance. This also was a way for the employee to see, you know, results from where they started to where they ended at the end of the coaching memo. It was signed. It wasn't anything used in a negative aspect. That's another thing about effective communication for a manager. When you are trying to advise an employee on their skill sets and what they're doing, it's to be put in a positive aspect and environment, so that way they're not taking it in a negative connotation to where they immediately shut down or don't want to try to improve or do better. Having a positive mind frame will give them that this is constructive criticism versus a negative aspect on what they're doing in their performance. The the point of keeping is to satisfy not only the manager, the company, and the employees, but to make sure that everything that is being delivered in skills and performance is efficient and effective between management and the employees. Um, the Hawthorne investigators' alchemy of treating work people with respect, understanding of their thinking and the different dynamics, and rewarding them. It's also for a manager to say, hey, you're doing a good job at this, and to not always just deliver negative aspects of the employees and how they're performing. A micromanager is there to help guide, again, the employees and to supervise over the work performance and duties that are being carried out. It can be a negative and positive aspect, but that is all depending on the manager and the work ethic that they are delivering to the employees. Keeping an open forum and communication, meaning respecting each other's ideas and ways and skills, is also a great learning mechanism for not only the employees but for the manager too. Micromanaging in a positive aspect is to help guide and give reference to things that can be changed to enhance performance. There are those negative aspects and impacts of those who abuse management and to degrees of the extent in which they take too far in hindering their performance. The action and the ethics of the manager is everything.